Don't you hate it when you're looking for something like an action camera and you're looking around on Amazon and eBay and you're just bombarded with hundreds and hundreds of them with all these accessories ranging from £10 to £300. You look at the reviews, you're totally lost. Well, I've got the Neewer action camera here, and I also got it with their 50-in-1 bundle, all for the grand price of £48 delivered. So keep watching, I'll tell you what I think about it.
Don't forget to visit www.ergonology.com. On there you'll find all of our social media links and forums and 3D printed sections. Facebook group is there for you to discuss anything you want to do with air rifles, air pistols and technology. Our dedicated forum where you can buy and sell anything that you want with regards to air rifles and air pistols. As well as our 3D printed section where you'll find the cradles that you can purchase for the chronographs for FX and the ATM ballistic rangefinders.
Right there guys, it's Steve with another video from Ergonology. On the channel we do a whole load of air rifles, air pistols and technology reviews, and today is a technology review. So if you're new here, you've stumbled on us, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and don't forget to check out the video links down below where everything I'm talking about I'll list on there, and also you'll find our Facebook group, our forum, as well as the other stuff we do like 3D printing. So anyway, let's get straight on with it. For ages I've been wanting a HD or a 4K action camera. I want something that I can put on my head so that I can do top-down shots when I'm doing air rifle stuff. I wanted it for my motorbike, I wanted it for basically anything. Just a small little versatile camera that I can just plonk on the ground. But the same as you guys, I've been looking everywhere and you're just bombarded on Amazon, on eBay, and there's hundreds and hundreds of them, and you read the reviews and you just don't know. Well anyway, I've done a lot of independent reviews for Neewer, and Neewer actually noticed it and they reached out to me. So thank you Brandon from Neewer. Basically he asked me whether or not I'd like to try out their 4K action camera. So I got the G1 with their 50-in-1 accessory pack. So I thought, why not? Let's give it a go. I've used Neewer brands. A lot of my stuff, my lighting, my batteries, etc., they are all Neewer. So I thought, yeah, give it a go. So there it is, straight out. I didn't buy this myself, it was sent to me. But anyway, let's have a look at it and I'll tell you exactly what I think about it. So when the box arrived, I thought, oh, it's just a small action camera. No, it came in a great big Amazon box because this was in it as well. But let's have a nosy in here. Let's just open this up. And the first thing that you notice straight away is that the action camera is packed in one of these here. So I'll go through some specifications of the action camera for you. It will do 4K at 30 frames per second. It will do 2.7K at 30 frames per second. It will do 1080p at 60 or 30 frames. It will do 720 at 30, 60 and 120. It will take pictures up to 16 meg. If it's in this case, it's 30-meter waterproof. All the little buttons you can still access on the side. It uses the classic GoPro style ways of mounting stuff up. It's got motion detection, time lapse. It's got loads of stuff. Anyway, I'll show you a little video in a bit about all of the features in here, because the nice thing about it is it's got quite a lot of accessibility ports on there. So let's just open this bad boy up and have a look at the camera itself. Now the camera is diddy. Absolutely diddy. There's the lens on the front and there's a screen on the back. We have a menu button at the front to power it on and off and go through the menu cycles. We have a selector button at the top, up and down menu functions buttons, rechargeable battery as well that you can take in and out, that you can charge up for the mini USB. Even has HDMI mini output, which is going to be very useful in a bit when I show you all the menu systems on here. Neewer, actually I've got this listed, so So the links are down below, but you can get loads of different packs of this. So I've got the G1 and the 50 accessory bundle to go with it, but you can buy the G1, the G2, the camera's slightly different specs with it. You can just get the cameras on their own, you get the accessory bits on their own, you can get batteries and chargers on their own. All of that lot built into that. So really dinky, lightweight, 125 grams, titchy. So anyway, of course, you get the waterproof case and you get the GoPro style attachments here on that. Well, what else do we get in here? Now, I'm really surprised when I started opening and all this lot up. Didn't expect that. A remote control, a red button, take pictures, grey button, start, stop recording. That's all in it as well. Now I'm going to start throwing things on the floor in different piles here, but we get zip ties to go there, and then we start getting onto the mounting systems. We got so many different brackets. There's a bracket here, an angled bracket. There is a slightly different angled bracket. Let's throw them on the floor. There is a handlebar mounted bracket here. In most of this lot I've not even opened up. A handlebar one, so you can put that on your bike handlebars. There is another bracket. I'm not even going to open that one. This is the wrist strap for the remote control, so you can put the remote control on your arm. Velcro straps. We've got, looks like a head unit there, so that you can then, of course, got the standard adapter on it. What else we got? More Velcro straps. We've got a replacement sealed unit in case the seal goes on the waterproof casing. By the way, apparently it's waterproof up to 30 meters. We've got another case. We've got M3 type stickers, so you can attach it to stuff. So let me just bring up my motorcycle helmet. On here you can see that basically I've got the unit set up on there. So literally all I've got to do is just take the actual camera and just clip it in like so, drop it in, and I'm good to go. So really, really nice. I like all of that lot. You get an extra one of those with the M3 on it, so that you can put that onto one or two helmets. So I've got my other helmet here, so that's going to go on there. So really nice. More brackets, different angles. Another bracket so that you can clip it on. Even more. These M3s, you know, I bought some of those off eBay and they were about £3, all bundled in. USB, yeah, and then you got instructions. The instructions are a bit naff, very brutally honest with you. They're broken Chinese English instructions, but yeah. But anyway, let's move on. Then we've got this bad boy. You know, I'm going to really start up my own accessory shop. Look at this lot. This is just ridiculous. Let's go through it. Yeah, we've got more mounting plates. There's 1, 2, 3 mounting plates and endless amounts of M3 sticking systems in there. We've got a carry case. We've even got a dashboard window suction plate so you can mount it into your car. Wow, okay, how many different brackets do you actually want or need? You're never gonna run out here. Amazing. Another clip-on. We've got even more brackets, another handlebar one. So me and the wife have got mountain bikes. She can have one, I can have one. We can clip it onto each of our bikes. More straps. This looks like a chest harness, so you can put it around your chest and hold it on. Nice. That's handy. This is a nice little clip unit, so literally you can just go and clip it in. In fact, we'll use that in a bit with a little sort of gorilla type mount on there, and this all comes off. Nice, we'll use that in a bit. We've got instructions, we've got more stickies. A selfie stick! There's going to be a cuddly toy in here somewhere soon. We've got another mounting unit. I've no idea which one that one's for. Might be another head mount, I don't know. And then we have a sex toy. No. Took me ages to work out what this is for. This apparently is when you got it in a waterproof casing and you're in the sea or in the swimming pool, this is a buoyancy aid in case you drop it so it doesn't sink to the bottom. Very, very handy. Yeah, all of that lot. I think we're empty now. Certainly I can set up my own little shop for accessories. So yeah, I said all that lot was 40 quid. It's amazing, but none of that's any good unless the camera's any good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a couple of clips that I've put together. Now, unfortunately, I'm not a lady. some people might think I don't wear skirts, and I certainly don't have Tampax. That means I cannot show you a roller skating video. But better still, I'll show you a couple of pictures now that was taken with the camera of my Z650 motorcycle. And what I'm going to do is play a couple of two short clips. One of those will be in 1080p 60 frames per second, and then the other one will be in 4K at 30 frames per second. Only about 30 seconds worth of clip to show you the type of footage. The sound you'll hear is from the onboard microphone. It's not very good. It's not meant to be a microphone, but we'll see how we go. And then while you're watching that, I'm going to set this bad boy up, and I'm going to put that to one side, and we'll do a bit of dual camera action, and then you can see what it's like with a lighted situation and see how we get on. Okay, so we're back, and hopefully that sort of gives you an idea of the video quality there. And at the moment I'm actually recording this with the little gorilla mount sat on the top of my ring light. I'll leave you a little picture. So we got two cameras running, and I'll flip between the two and just change the sound a couple of times so that you can see what it's like there. But basically, yes, in HD, fantastic, love it. I had it set on top of my motorbike helmet like this. Brilliant. The 60 frames per second, it really worked well. I thought it was really good, and it's definitely a keeper for me on that. Ignore the sound. The sound you're always got, it's just not going to work sounds on these things. They've only got titchy microphones, but hopefully I'll flip across a few times during this little segment on the video. You can hear what the sound's really like without all the wind noise going on there. So 1080p, yes, brilliant. Picture wise, very good pictures out of it. It does need decent light to do that, but then you expect that out of it is, let's be honest, a cheapish camera. 4K, not so good. You're watching this on YouTube in 1080p because I don't actually have any 4K monitors yet, so I can't really test that out. But you can tell that even at 30 frames per second, to be honest, I think it's running probably a little bit less than that. It's a little bit stuttery, and obviously it's a little bit grainy on there, but it does do 4K and it is fairly usable, but it's not the major reason I brought this. Let's be brutally honest, this whole stuff that you've just seen there, everything I've shown you was £48. You know, if you want full footage, super smooth 4K footage, then you need to be looking at the GoPro Hero Blacks and stuff like that. But then we're talking £300 to £400. You know, we're looking at something here. Personally, I think this camera is excellent at 1080p. It is usable at 4K, but you know, do not expecting amazing stuff like that. You're just not going to get it at that price point. So yeah, I think what we'll do now is we'll flip out and I will show you using the HDMI lead and a capture cable, all of the menu systems in the camera, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you really what I think about this.
Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through the camera. Now, at the moment, I've got it connected up to my video capture device, which you can see there, and I've got it plugged into the HDMI port. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to walk you through the menu. Now, the beauty of this thing is that with the HDMI port, I can record this for you. So this is what I'm doing with OBS Studio. So I'm going to just go through the menu functions. So I'm going to hit the menu functions. And at the moment, I'm in 1080p, as you can see. And I got to the TF means that there's a card. I got a battery indicator at the top, and I got the date and time down the bottom. And it's also recording sound, even though I'm recording sound through OBS. If I press the menu button, I can cycle through pictures. So at the moment, at the top there, you see 16 meg pictures it will take. So if I want to take a picture, I'll click the OK button, and a picture has been taken. I can then cycle through into 720p, 120 frames per second, fast speed. You can see up there, it also says 7.4 gigabytes of card space remaining. I've only got an 8 gig card in here. If I press the menu button again, then it will take me into the preview mode where I can look at pictures or play videos that I'm recording already. And if I go in again, I now get the menu system. So in the menu system, if I now press the OK button, I can change the video resolution. So here is where I can, if I want to change it, I can press the OK, and I can change it into the options I've got. It's 4K at 30 frames per second, 2.7K at 30, 1080p at 60, at 30, or high speed 120, or 60 frames per second or 30. So there's many options in there, what we can do. But we'll leave it set to that one for the moment. We can have the sound on and off, so that activates the microphone. As we know, the microphone on this is pretty crap. It's not really designed to be microphones. You can do time-lapse, you can do loop recording, you can do slow motion. You can even set it and leave it and set it so that if something moves in the camera frame of you, it will do motion detection and start recording, and you can change the field of view on it as well. Let's go on to the next option. Let's go on to the next option. You've got the photo resolutions you can change. You can set a timer. I'm not sure what the auto does. Yes, there's the auto thing. So it will play video or for 3 or 5 or 10 seconds. You can set all these options. Many of these options are not being through. It's even got photo burst mode. There's all sorts in this. You can change the exposure, the white balance, the Wi-Fi. If you activate the Wi-Fi, it sets up its own little Wi-Fi channel. Then you can download the app onto your phone, and then you can control it all through your phone. Watch the videos, set the camera up, do what you want with it. Really nice feature. So if I just go into that now, you'll see now that the Wi-Fi is enabled. And basically that's the ID and the password for it by default, and then you can connect up the phone app and away you go. We'll come out of that. You can change the image rotation, driving mode, no idea, I haven't read the manual. There's loads of stuff. You can change the frequency of the light source, so that's like the temperature of the light. LED indicator light, that's to tell you whether or not the camera's on or off. So if you don't want the bright blue light or the red light flashing, you can switch it off. Screensaver, shut down, so it'll power itself off if it's not being used within 5 minutes, and the timestamp over the top of it. What else have we got in here? Then we got our settings, language, date and time you can set. You can format the card. Now I do actually need to format this card, so I'm just going to go confirm. Yep, it's been done. Firmware version. Yes, the card's been formatted, thank you. Firmware version, and then we will go into the final menu. If we go, yeah, we want that one. We'll go into the final menu and exit to OK. So there's nice little bits at the top. If we press the OK button, it will then start recording. As you can see, I'm recording in 1080p, 60 frames per second. We can stop recording on there. And again, we can switch it across so we can take a picture. There's a picture taken. Or we can go into high-speed recording. Or we can then go and have a preview. So if we go and preview, that's just a picture, it's previewing there. And we can have a look, and I'm just cycling through the pictures. So I've got 2 pictures there. So overall, a really nice little camera system. Very, very impressed with it. It doesn't work brilliant in low light, but then it's supposed to be an outdoor type camera. But yeah, and the nice thing about it is when you plug the USB in, you get the option of downloading. You get three options. You get a USB option to allow you to connect up. In fact, let me try it and see if this will work with the HDMI connected up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the USB. So the USB's now gone in. And there you go. Yep, it works. So you've got USB mode. So basically you can connect it straight up and then transfer the file straight off your camera onto your PC. You can actually set it up as a PC web camera if you wanted to, or you can just set it up into charge mode, which I'm doing at the moment. So overall, full of features, packed with features. You get very used to the menu buttons after a very short period of time.
Okay, so now we're back. Okay, you've seen pretty much all of it now. All the accessories you get with the camera, you're looking at the video, and again, I've still got it up there, so I'll flip between the two so you can look. But what do I really think about it? Right. Quite simple. I was not prepared to go out and spend £300 to £400 on one of the top of the range ones to give me super smooth 4K. I do not need it. I don't want it on that. I wanted a much lower price one, and my primary reason for using this will be 1080p on there, and the capability of being able to use 4K under the right conditions. So first off, what do I really think about it? The price. Absolutely, the price is brilliant. You just can't beat that. Everything I've just shown you for 48 quid delivered from Amazon. Yeah, there's no other way of actually saying that. The amount of kit that you get in there, literally I could open up my own action camera store with everything I've got here. The accessories, I can have one set on this helmet, I could have another one on this helmet all set up. I still have 4 or 5 mounts left over, then I can have them set up on my bike. I just take the camera off, clip it wherever I want to go. I've got the chest harness, I've got the head harness, brilliant. Yeah, everything I wanted is all in that kit there. It's simple, it's small, it's 125 grams, it's 2 inches by 1 inch. Really great. I love that. Nice and simple, easy operation on it. It's actually packed full of great features. You can change the white balance, the auto balance, you can change all sorts. You can set it into all the different video resolutions, the picture resolutions, you can do slow-mo, you can do time-lapse on it, you can do motion capture with it. The list just goes on, so it's fully feature rich, definitely. So it's got everything on that. They haven't skimped out. The remote control, that was a surprise to me. That's really handy. So if you're one of these people, you're on your mountain bike and you're mountain biking along, oh, I just want to take a picture, or I want to stop the video now, press the remote control, it works. By the way, it's a 2.4 gigahertz remote control that is on there. And again, the accessories, I can't even get a selfie stick and a sex toy to go with it. Brilliant, I love it all. What's the downsides on it? Well, there's no doubt, and the downside on it is a 4K camera, but it is not going to compete with those £300 4K cameras on there. It will do it for you, but look at the price point. Quite simply, I was not expecting that. If you're expecting that, then you're living in cloud cuckoo land. But it does work. It's there. It's proper for a 4K on there, and it's actually under the right conditions, it's usable. The 1080p on it is brilliant. I love it. Low light conditions with all of these cameras, they are so small, the lens elements in them are very small, is that you do need decent lighting, so they all struggle under low lighting unless you actually bring an different lighting source with you. But for your action cameras outside, perfectly fine, absolutely brilliant. And the microphone on it, again, with all of these cameras, the microphones, they're not designed to take the noise or anything like that with them. You could plug in extra bits and pieces, but it's always recommended you have a different microphone. Even my 200D I'm using at the moment, I'm using a lav mic system here. If I recorded this through the 200D using the onboard mic, it will be crap. You wouldn't be able to hear it very well. So what do I think of it? Is it worth the money? Yeah, definitely. 48 quid, you can't beat it. I got myself a little camera now. I can use it for different video shoots. I can use it as a head stuff. Absolutely brilliant on it. Just be bearing in mind that, as with all of them, they say 4K. They do it they're not as good as the very expensive ones. So just be aware of that. 1080p, absolutely bob on. I love it. So seriously recommend you take a look at it. So let me know what cameras you've got. What action cameras do you use? Have you tried the cheaper versions of them? Have you got one of these? I'd love to know your thoughts and comments down below. Let me know what you think.